Hi there, this is Penelope, and this is a video version of the course outline for MG5004. It takes the main points of the paper version and it's in video form. The course requirements. For those of you that are familiar with the diploma requirements, then the requirements are exactly the same for the degree courses, in particular MG5004. What it means is that if you're going to pass the course, you've got to get either 40% in your coursework and 60% in the exam, or 60% in your coursework and 40% in your exam. Now, that gives you an average of 50%, and that will get you a pass. But this is a minimum requirement. Now, what it's supposed to prevent is something like, let's do it in red because it's not going to work for you. So if you have 37% in your coursework and 63% in the exam, that's going to give you a fail, as is 63% in your coursework and 37% in your exam. So it's pretty straightforward. Sounds a bit confusing, but really it's not. You've got to have a minimum of 40% in both those aspects. You will need a calculator. The calculator you had in the diploma, if you did the diploma first, is absolutely fine. The FX82A plus 2, that's this one here. If you've still got the fancy one from school, something like that, then you can use that too, but I'm not going to be helpful for that one because I don't know how to use it myself. I will be helpful if you use the FX82AU. That one's fine. Now, the other thing that you'll need is obviously some paper. I suggest that you get a large folder, an Esselite folder, and some refill paper and 15 dividers to match up with the 15 weeks of the course, and that you then don't bring the large folder to Welltech, but you have some sort of plastic sleeve arrangement to carry the day's work or the day's material. There will be a separate recording to find out how to get your textbook. The textbook comes as an e-text, but treat it like a textbook. It is a book. And to get your access to my math lab. And you need to have done this before the first class. The timetable. The first class, the first 2 hours, is going to be a Zoom link, a Zoom class, and I will send you the link and the material that I'm going to cover on the preceding Monday for each of those classes. So I'll send you the material, I'll send you the link on the Monday for the class that's every week on a Wednesday. Then there's the 3-hour class Friday 8 till 11. So that gives you 5 hours of teaching, 2 via Zoom and 3 face-to-face. Friday's in a computer lab because we do an awful lot of work on my math lab. If you're not familiar with the way I teach or with flipped learning, you'll find that there's a lot of video watching. So we do that on the computer as well. The videos are not supposed to take the place of my teaching. I still teach in every class, but I do expect you to watch the videos prior to coming to class. So you've got to watch the videos. In the videos, you'll see stuff. You won't understand everything. That's fine. You might, and that's brilliant, but in actual fact, I don't want you to understand everything. And to prove that, so in here, I actually want you to do a pre-quiz. and the pre-quiz is on my math lab. That's why you need to sign up first, so that before the first video you can see the pre-quiz. Okay, so you need to do the pre-quiz. Now, when you do the pre-quiz, you can kind of figure out what the class is going to be about. You can find out what you already know, which is a really good thing, and then you can find out what you don't know. Then you watch the video, and hopefully now you'll be focused on the things that you've identified that you don't know. If it's everything that you don't know, that's fine. You'll learn a few things, then you'll come to class, whatever format that's in, and at the beginning of the class we'll do another quiz that's just a quick quiz, and it starts about the time of the class plus 3 minutes or 5 minutes or so, and that's a post quiz. Well, again, it's on my math lab, and what that does is it checks what you know after you've watched the video and what you still need to learn. Okay, so that it identifies then what you really need to learn from me. After that post quiz, it's only really short, maybe 10 minutes, then there's time for me to do some traditional teaching in the class. Whether you don't understand something, or I don't think you understand something, or I feel there's some engineering problems that we need to look at. So a little bit of teaching, then you do some work. What this does is it minimizes the time that I stand up in front of the class, and it minimizes the time that you switch off, because you're actually doing something for much more of the class time. So not much time of me standing up there mouthing off, much more time of you actually doing the maths. Now, if you want to be all official, etc., etc., this is called flipped learning, but it's been adapted to follow the Emporium method, which was developed in the States with massive amounts of funding. I figured it out for myself here with no funding, obviously, but what I've just explained is basically how it worked. When I started doing this, it raised the students' marks by 10 to 12% on average. Only the students who did everything. If students didn't do everything, then their marks didn't increase at all. But if you do everything, then it's okay, it's good. It does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of your time, and it takes a lot of my time to set it up. But passing well is worth it. I mean, that's what you're here for. This is in the course outline. This is just slightly more detailed than is in the course line. If you came to the orientation, then you would have one of these already. It shows you where everything fits. It's color-coded so that you can see the assessments that kind of go together, except for down here. I need to go back. I spot now that the differentiation should actually be the same color as this box here. Every 3% comes from three things. For example, assessment 1, I'll just call it A1, comes from TT1, topic test 1, which is on my math lab. So that's 1%. Topic test 2, which is 1%. And then written assignment 1, which also gives you 1%. So that's how you get the 3% there, and similarly there, and so on. So the assignments, you can see which bit of learning maps to which assignment. Now, I'm happy for you to collaborate either with me. I'm happy to explain the written assignment, or not explain, but help you with the written assignment. I'm happy for you to collaborate with each other. Now, if you're going to collaborate with each other, you must name the other person on your cover sheet, but you each need to put in an assignment that is actually separate. You can help each other understand, but I don't want a carbon copy of what you've done. The dates are set. But obviously, if something really, really important comes up, then you need to ask me for an extension. The extension form is in the proper course outline, and then you fill that in and present that to me. If you don't do anything, you're not likely to get any marks, so you get a big fat 0, which is not going to help you. All of that's an awful lot to learn. The full version is in your course outline, hidden on Moodle or given to you by paper. But ask for help. Now, I've got a fairly heavy teaching schedule, so the best way to reach me is by email. If you want to make a time to go over something, that's easy. We just make an appointment, and I'm more than happy to do this. I consider it part of my job. Or I can make you a little video on what you need help with, and I can send that to you. So that's the way you're going to get extra help. If everything does turn to custard, the first thing you need to do, though, is to talk to me. And then after that, if the custard doesn't get cleared away by talking to me, then you can talk to Malcolm Fair, the program director. Again, email's best because both of us are pretty better. Please don't let things go on being a problem. If it's topic-wise or something in life that's getting in the road of your assignments, etc., please ask for help while it's just a little problem. So I look forward to working with you, and let's go. Let's do the course.